Hey guys, it's me, Danny. I know, right? So 6.5 months on T. I think we can all establish that my voice has dropped significantly, which is awesome. Um, Gained hella weight, but it is what it is. Just need to be a little bit healthier. Back knee is crazy. My leg hair is coming in like crazy. And I got the sweet mustache hair that I used to make fun of my brother about and call it a Gatorade stain. So it is what it is. Um, Also getting some like little chin hair. You can't really see it, but I know it's there. So maybe that's cool. I don't know. Um, Libido's up. Yeah. So those are some of the changes. I've also noticed like fat redistributing. It's more the beer gut kind of thing. Got some muscle going on. I can lift more at the gym, which is super awesome. Other than that, I don't see a lot of other physical changes. Um, Emotionally, I feel pretty good. Considering all that's happened, so it's really hard to say what's testosterone and what's not. So to go a little more in that, because I know last video I told you guys we lost our boys. Um, Super devastating. Uh, they say it was an infection, and it got to the boys, and then Holly kind of preterm labor, and yeah, so um, man, it sucks. It sucks a lot. Uh, it's a lot more common than people want to talk about, which I think is crazy. So I think we need to talk about that. Like, pregnancies are risky. And a lot of people don't talk about that. You just expect to get pregnant, have a little beautiful baby, celebrate that, and do all that stuff afterwards. And I had someone tell me like 20% end in miscarriage, which I don't feel like miscarriage is the right word when you're that far along. She was 20 weeks. And yeah, no, they were little living beings. They only, well, Everett didn't even get a chance outside in this world. But Emmett lived for about 2 hours. And yeah, so I think we need to raise more awareness about that, like the fact that that happens, but yet I didn't know anything about it, or that there was this huge community until we were in it all of a sudden, and that's nuts to me. Like, and I met up with one of my friends, shortly after, like a month or two after, um, and she was talking about how she went to this conference and their whole topic was about grief counseling for premature babies. And if there is a need for that, like, we really need to talk about this. Um, it happens. I wish I had more facts. I wish I had more information on it. I don't, but I can tell you that it is losing a child is never easy. And some might argue that having them for so many years and then losing them is worse than not even knowing them. But I will tell you that this changed my whole life. Um, I quit. I quit my job afterwards. I decided that wasn't the place I needed to be. Like, if I wasn't happy, then fuck it, right? Um, I quit my job, started a new job, and I feel so much more accepted. And they acknowledged my boys. They acknowledged them. They were like, "We're so sorry for your loss. Please tell us what we can do." My old job was, they said sorry. They did the right things. I mean, what do you do? They did the right things, but I didn't feel like it was sincere. I didn't feel like it was from the heart, because I don't know if any of them have gone through that. And at my job now, there are people that have gone through that. And I've talked extensively with her about it, and about how big of an impact on your life that is, and how you get the courage to keep going, I guess, because Holly's already talking about trying again and doing all this stuff, and I'm just over here like, Jesus, man, I don't know if I can go through that again. Like, that was terrifying. It was a bad experience, and for all those that go through it, I am so sorry. Like, that's insane. But we're getting better every day. We're trying to figure out ways to celebrate our boys, remember our boys, do all that stuff. But yeah, I guess for me personally, my advice is don't be afraid to talk about it. They're their kids. Like, I want to talk about my boys. Like, I think they would have been hella awesome. I think Everett would have grown up and been kind of quiet and mild, a little meek. Emmett would have been the destruction, the terrorist, the, like, I'm going to destroy everything. And Everett would have covered for him, because that's what brothers do. And I mean, hell, like, talk about it. Open that conversation. And it struck me that it's kind of the same as being trans. Very loose connection, but talk about it. Ask questions. When I started my new job, they asked me, they were like, hey, what pronouns do you want to use? Where are you at in your transition? How do you feel about your transition? Talk to me. Tell me what's going on. Granted, I work with a bunch of counselors, so we're always up in everybody's feels, but they asked. And sometimes that's all you need to project there. Like, I didn't even know what pronouns I wanted to go by, but now that my voice is deeper, and now that I have a more masculine appearance, apparently, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to switch to male instead of female. Maybe it's time to go by Danny, he, him, and all that, then she, her, and so on. So ask. Open that conversation, because sometimes the people that are transitioning don't even know for themselves. And I know that sounds crazy, because you're like, well, you're doing this, you made this life-changing thing happen, like, you should know where you're at and what you're doing. That's not how it works, though. It's new to everybody. So ask those questions. Open that conversation. Let them know that you're open to hearing that conversation. That you wanna be the person that is like, hey, I want to respect your anatomy, autonomy, words. So let me know what I need to call you. It's that simple. Other than that, I don't know if I got much for this week. I've upped my injections to every week now. The 0.5 milli something. I don't know. I know what I'm taking is correct. I don't know what to tell you guys. But yeah. So open those conversations. Be supportive. Talk to the person like you would like to be talked to. And do all that stuff. Like, honestly, the most support I've gotten is from the people that have asked me the most questions. And rocks. But until then, another video in 2 weeks, I guess. Get back on it. Love you guys. Have a good week.